I do feel safe because it's London, but yeah, I'm a bit afraid that it could be their next target to bomb London.
I believe so. I'm quite safe with there, yeah. Only because the racism is like the lowest in the UK compared to other countries like Italy, Poland. UK is right at the bottom, like 11% is considered against social stuff. But yeah, no, in terms of like safety, I feel quite safe, especially in London as well. Like, the security is like.
Not really, not because of the whole bombing of Paris. I think it just makes me more insecure about how close they're getting towards us. So I feel threatened for my safety and for the safety of others.
I feel safe in the UK.
Actually, I'd say it's a mix because obviously there is an increase in terrorism, but that's obviously a problem that the UK has to deal with, and like the government and things like that, and the police would have to crack down on it. But me personally, I've never obviously been a part of it or seen anything like that, so I personally don't feel under threat. But I know that there is always, for example, in Morden, there was apparently an attack on one of the mosques near there. So I mean, but yeah, I don't feel too unsafe.
Yeah, I think I feel safe in the UK because most things like this don't happen often in the UK, so I feel it's relatively safe at the moment, yeah.
Well, I don't know really. They've been plotting loads of places, but you never know, so it doesn't.
Well, actually I feel safe. Well, depends the area where you are, but I actually feel very safe in UK. Why? Because compared with the other countries, you can walk freely anytime, and you know that there is CCTV everywhere, so if something happened, the government will know like fast where you are, what's happened with you, and actually you can see this evidence on news that when someone disappears, there's the police already doing investigation about it. And like the case of let's see, like if you compare with the Paris, was Friday what happened, and they already find the guys who did the bombing or whatever. So I can say that the UK is the same thing. They can find the criminals very fast, so you actually feel safe. That's why most of the people come to UK, because they feel confidence and like safe actually, for they safer for kids as well.
Well, not really, because even though the Paris bombings have happened, they're still letting people come into our country, so we don't actually know if any of them could be to do with ISIS or anything like that.
Not really. I mean, this country's gone downhill a little bit. There's more presence of youth on the streets than there is police. It's not really a safe environment to live in. I've lived in a council estate for 20 years of my life, and when I was growing up, there was respect amongst youngsters, amongst people itself. You could walk down the street, you could say hello to someone, they'd say hello back, you might not even know them. Nowadays, you walk down the street and everyone looks miserable.
Do you feel an increasing presence of police within the UK?
No, I have not. It's pretty much, I've felt, the presence of police has just been around since, been the same really. But they have been more harsh on laws. They're a lot more on their job sort of thing, they're just going around to the park and just, searching up kids and that kind of stuff, so.
Yeah, I'll say so. I see vans and cars come down every week.
Yeah, I've recently listened to the news and heard that the government have improved like MI5 agencies and stuff like that by 2,000 people. So this makes me feel a bit reassured and settled. Yeah.
I can feel that they're trying to make the safety to try and make it more safe for us to live in here. And I can see that after what happened in Paris, they're like trying to make sure that everything is secure, especially in like areas which are really popular, like people out there all the time.
In Wandsworth itself, not really, but in certain areas, I do see an increase of police. But then again, in other areas, I do see a decrease of police coming.
No, there hasn't actually, because I noticed that there was cuts in police, like, and the station near me has been closed down, and apparently that they can't afford to pay the police officers, so there's been less officers. I don't know if that's true across the whole of the UK, but certainly in my area, there's been less police. So no, I don't agree with that.
So I read on the newspaper that they have bulked up police a lot, and when you go to like popular places and attractions, you do notice quite a lot of police in the area, double checking stuff and all of that. So I do think security has risen since this whole attack.
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying to you before, I've only just heard about what's happened. But I mean, this morning I see about 20 police, more than I would have normally seen, just in my station alone. And my station is quite a quiet station because I live in Angel, you know. So there was a lot more police around today, and I was kind of wondering why. So.
I don't think so. In my house, like, I live in Brentford, and like for seconds there are cars of police, so it's just sometimes very annoying. So you can see that there is actually a lot of police in UK, so you need to increase more. Like every single second there is a police car, like this. So you know that there is police around the UK, and you feel safe.
So, what do you feel the government should do about, security regarding the Paris bombings in our country?
To tell the truth, they should get an area outside of London and they should lock it off. But anyone who comes over here should live in that area for so long to be proven that they're able to withstand the English behaviour, and to prove if they're actually coming to find some safety or if they're coming here to plan a disaster over in London itself.
Government, they should, I think they should make sure that all like London Eye or Big Ben, they should make sure that these are the areas where they have the most security, and they should be ready for an attack. Basically, they should just make sure that everything is ready so that they can handle it when it comes. Sure, like make sure that like there's nothing suspicious around, and if there is, just go and check it out and stuff like that.
I think they should just keep what they're doing, like stepping up security, and make sure their citizens are safe in other people's country, because that's the main priority, the citizens. So as long as the citizens are okay, and keep world peace afterwards, just focus on the citizens, and yeah.